Welcome to Hurricane Field for this afternoon's non-conference men's soccer matchup featuring the visiting Knights from Middle Georgia State University taking on your Georgia Southwestern State University Hurricanes. At this time, let's introduce you to the starting 11 for both schools. First, let's meet the visiting Knights from Middle Georgia. Number 20, Victor Mosfikeni. Number 31, Tyler Brands. Number 2, Mark Jacks. Number 4, Joseph Oyeda. Number 5, Eric Villa. Number 6, Felix Gotthard. Number 11, Justin Alonso. Number 15, Kyle Jordan. Number 16, Marcos Garcia. Number 18, Martin Marquez. And number 21, John Crawley. The head coach of the visiting Knights in his 5th season is Elvar Gudjafsson. And now, ladies and gentlemen, let's meet the starters for your GSW Hurricanes. A 5'7" senior from Sao Paulo, Brazil, number 10, Thiago Elias. A 6' senior from Tucker, Georgia, number 14, Julian Rugel. A 6'2" freshman from Biella, Italy, number 1, Francesco Bazzano. A 5'9" junior from Weston, Florida, number 2, J.P. Merlette. A 6'2" senior from Lawrenceville, Georgia, number 3, Mohamed Balde. A 5'11" sophomore from El Paso, Texas, number 6, Zay Harris. A 6'1" senior from Dacula, Georgia, number 7, Jonathan Sayers. 6'2" junior from Thomaston, Georgia is number 9, Dylan Marshall. A 5'11" senior from Salvador, Brazil, number 11, Mateus Elvis. A 5'10" junior from Porto Alegre, Brazil, number 18, Rafael Faria. And a 5'8" senior from Tyrone, Georgia, number 20, Chris Avery. Head coach of the Hurricanes in his 12th season is Warren Russ. Ladies and gentlemen, at this time, we would ask that you please rise and join both schools here this evening as we honor America through the playing of our national anthem. A couple of quick announcements, ladies and gentlemen. For those of you that are new to the facility, the restrooms are located across the street. The street is blocked off tonight, so you don't have to worry about oncoming traffic, which is good. It's a busy road, so no worries. Concession stand, softball building, home plate, brick building behind home plate at the softball complex. The restroom doors are facing the soccer complex. So again, the restroom facilities are back across the street. Also, they've got a cooler in the corner with drinks and refreshments from our sack selling out. Our Student Athlete Advisory Committee down in the corner has cool, refreshing drinks for sale. So get yourself something to drink, stay hydrated. Doubleheader action, the women to follow here. And for those of you that will be taking part in our tailgate, welcome, welcome, welcome. The grill's fired up and we'll have food here in just about an hour from now. So otherwise, folks and family that couldn't make the trip to Americus, live stats and streaming video available for today's matchup. They can find the links on our website at gswcanes.com. gswcanes.com, the calendar portion right there on the website. You can go. There's links again for live stats, and we are live on YouTube. Enjoy this afternoon's match, and we'll catch up with you at the halftime break. We'll also be coming around with game programs, so if you didn't get one earlier, game programs are free and full of information on both teams, so you can follow the action on the field.
And a good evening, ladies and gentlemen. We are live on the Surge Sports Network, just underway here from Hurricane Field. For those of you that may have been tuned in a few minutes early or right at the 5 o'clock scheduled kickoff time, you'll notice we weren't on the air quite yet. There was a lightning delay earlier. Quick attack by the Hurricanes here, the GSW, in their all-white Adidas kits today. White from head to toe. Middle Georgia State University, the opponent today. Non-conference men's soccer action. Middle Georgia State. And a member of the NAIA taking on the Hurricanes today. Again, non-conference action. These teams have met the last couple of seasons. But we had a lightning delay before the teams could even warm up. So when they were going to take the field at approximately 4 o'clock to start their 1-hour warm-up, they got called off and never had a chance to get on the field. There was a lightning delay, and that's why we're a little bit late getting kicked off here this afternoon. Sure do appreciate you tuning in. Again, on the Surge Sports Network, doubleheader action. The women... Same two schools, rather, to meet on the women's side following the conclusion of our opening match here this afternoon. The Hurricanes come in red hot, winners of 2 in a row. They're 2-1-1 overall. Their only loss coming in the season opener at Warner University back on August 30th. So the Hurricanes 2-1-1 here in the early going of the 2018 season. Middle Georgia yet to get one in the win column. 0-5 the Knights are. They do have one draw along the way. So 0-5-1 for Middle Georgia. And the Hurricanes, again, looking to extend their winning streak to 3 straight matches if they can knock off the Knights here this afternoon. Forward. Just underway again from Hurricane Field. Take a look at the starting 11 for the visiting Knights. We'll run down numerically their starters for head coach Elvar Gudjonsson in his 5th season at the helm for Middle Georgia. Number 2, Mark Jacks, a freshman from England, gets the start. Number 4, Joseph Oyeda, another freshman from Miami, Florida. Joining Oyeda on the pitch, number 5, Eric Villa, freshman from Savannah, Georgia. So a lot of youth as we run down the first couple starters for the Knights. Number 6, Felix Gotthard, also a freshman from Austria. Number 11, Justin Alonzo from Warner Robins, Georgia, a junior. He's joined by number 15, Kyle Jordan, another freshman from Johannesburg, South Africa. Number 16, Marcos Garcia, freshman from Atlanta. Number 18, Martin Marquez, another freshman. He's from Glenville, Georgia, Tatnall County High. Number 20, Victor Masvekeni. I think we got it there, from Winder, Georgia. Number 21, John Crawley, another freshman, Alpharetta, Georgia. Number 31, Tyler Brands. Well, of course, he'd have to be a freshman too. Savannah, Georgia, his home. So a lot of youth on the pitch for the guys in purple. Middle Georgia donning their purple Adidas kits from head to toe today. starting 11 for Georgia Southwestern, under the tutelage of the 12th season head coach Warren Russ. As actions in the middle of the field, we'll run that down. The goalkeeper, number 1, Francesco Bazzano. He's joined by J.P. Merlet in the back. Number 14, Julian Rugel. Number 3, Mohamed Balde. Number 6, Zay Harris gets the call today. In the midfield for the Hurricanes is number 7, Jonathan Sayers. As we catch up, number 18, Rafael Faria. And number 20, Chris Avery. Out in front for the Hurricanes, Jonathan Sayers, senior Jonathan Sayers gets the start today. And the forwards for the Hurricanes today. Oh, I think I got number 10, missed Thiago Elias as the graphic went away, my fault there. Elias gets the call, the senior from Sao Paulo, Brazil, for the Hurricanes. And then again, the forwards, number 9, junior Dylan Marshall, Thomaston, Georgia, and newcomer, but senior, from Salvador, Brazil, number 11, Mateus Alves. So those are your Hurricane starters here this afternoon. Alves has been red hot. Keep an eye on the Hurricanes, number 11. Breakaway here. Oh, what a heck of a save by Bazzano. Just gets a foot on it to deflect that one away. An early strike. And a great look for the Knights, but comes up empty. Kicked away and will eventually be a corner kick. It'll be Jordan to take the kick from the corner. But number 11 rather, on the offensive end for the Hurricanes, Alves. That corner kick bouncing around a few times, and now it'll be Sayers who kicks it towards the sideline for a throw-in. Alves, a team leading 4 goals this season. He had a 3-assist day in the last game for the Hurricanes. He was dishing it out, added a penalty kick in the midst in a 5-3 win over Pensacola. Alves, again, 4 goals, 3 assists on the season, 11 points overall, as that one comes up by our broadcast booth. Dylan Marshall right behind Alves with 6 points, second on the team. Couple of goals, couple assists for the Hurricanes so far. Coming out to make the stop on that one. Good work. Tyler Brands gets the call again between the pipes for the Knights this afternoon. Just over 38 minutes to go until the halftime break. On the flip side, for Middle Georgia State University, again, they've got campuses in Macon and Cochran, Georgia. Not a bad trip for either side as this regional rivalry has taken shape over the last couple of years. Wasn't too long ago, Middle Georgia State, a 2-year program. And now the Knights solidly entrenched, there we'll go with that one, entrenched in the NAIA ranks. Goals have been a little bit hard for Middle Georgia to come by in the early going. Again, a lot of youth on that roster. Their leading goal scorer is number 20, Victor Masvikeni, the leading scorer. He has 2 goals this season for the Knights so far, as well as number 15, Kyle Jordan. So 15 and 20 to keep an eye on for the Knights here, both with a pair of goals. They account for 4 of the 6 team goals that have been scored so far this fall. Gets around Harris. Now he'll move in towards the goal. The cross quickly kicked away. That was Merlette on the far side for the Hurricanes. A lot of work in the early going for the Purple inside the 18. They've had the possession on their end quite a bit here, more than Georgia Southwestern. But again, it just takes that one breakaway goal to change the momentum, and I'm sure some adjustments to be made. You can hear Coach Russ and both teams vocal on the sidelines. The GSW bench is the one that you'll see to our right, down on the offensive end for Middle Georgia here in the opening half. So, of course, on the flip side, to our left on the screen, if from your left to right, on the left side is the Knights visiting bench. This particular matchup has not been very favorable to the Hurricanes. The Knights have kind of controlled this series, fairly young series, as I mentioned, just a few years into the four-year program circuit for the Knights. Previously a junior college, and they've had the upper hand in this series. Alves turns. He's looking for Elias. Got some space. Elias with the left foot. Deflects off of number 4 and to the keeper. So a little something working. 10 and 11 for the Hurricanes. A little good tandem there. We like to see that out of Elias and Alves. Potential for a quick strike on the Hurricane side, and you saw that breakaway potential there. Just comes up a little bit short. So both teams, don't forget, fans, that you can, something brewing here, punching it to the right, and a score. Middle Georgia finally breaks through. They had a couple of threats in the early going. And, in fact, it'll be number 15 to get the score and put the Knights on top in this one. Only the second home match of the season for Georgia Southwestern, but the Hurricanes are now trailing for the first time at home. They did not trail in that match against Bruton Parker last Wednesday. First strike comes in favor of Middle Georgia, 1-0 the score here. Clock stops with about 33 and a half minutes to go. And the Hurricanes got some work to do because it's been constant pressure by the offense of the fellas in purple in the early going. So that score, we'll announce it for the crowd in attendance. Middle Georgia State University goal scored by number 15, Kyle Jordan, his third of the season. So Jordan now on top of the Knights in that scoring category with goal number 3 of the season. Change the scoreboard. Give them the goal. Hurricanes get a shot off. That's Marshall on the far side, but it's right to the keeper. Hurricanes have been, as you're watching, more of the quick strike, and it's been kind of a methodical pressure put on by the offense of the fellas in purple on their end. And we'll have our first substitution of the match. It'll be a Hurricane sub, and we'll announce it for the folks in attendance. Checking into the match for the Hurricanes is number 16, Manuel Duran. So the junior from Columbus, Georgia, Duran, will make his first step onto the pitch. In this one, he comes in to replace Dylan Marshall. Get a quick breather here. Marshall with a tissue tucked in his nose, so I saw that correctly. Hopefully nothing serious. So pretty fortunate for our fans here. We got to select a couple dates, this being one. We'll also have actually got our water slides and youth soccer day coming up on Saturday. They have closed, the city's worked with us to close the road off, thanks to our campus police officers who have, it's a busy road that you see just beyond the tents there and just beyond the ball on the far side of the field. There's a road that runs through that stays real busy on game day and, well, all the time actually, and it's kind of dangerous as folks have to go back across the street to use the restrooms and the concession stand over at softball. So this year they've agreed to block it off, and so fans can come and go as they please, not have to worry about their safety, which, again, we thank our law enforcement officials for being out there. They'll block it off again this Saturday for one of our big events of the season, our second annual Wet and Wild Day at the Field. A couple of water slides, dunk tank, youth soccer day. But unlikely. Here's Elvis. He's manages to wiggle his way through. The shot will go off to the left and well wide. Deflected off of a Middle Georgia player, and it'll be a corner kick for the Hurricanes. Their first, if I'm not mistaken, first of the afternoon. As I was going to mention earlier, if you're somebody who likes to have those stats in front of you, see how your favorite player is doing, you can go back to our website, gswcanes.com. As they bring it in, that kick right into the bunch from Harris. Now a shot, one hops to the keeper. And that was Faria who took a crack at it. GSWCanes.com is our website, GSWCanes, all together, all one word, .com. GSWCanes.com, and you go to the calendar portion. If you're on a mobile device, there'll be a little calendar in the top right corner. Click on it, and you'll see the links there on the schedule for today's matchups, live stats and video, so you can have our YouTube broadcast open up in one frame, and then slide right over and click on your live stats to see how everything's going here as we make our way through this non-conference matchup this afternoon. Same 5 o'clock and 7:30 start times are coming up on Saturday, but the only difference will be they'll flip-flop the games. The women will play first at 5 p.m. on Saturday, and the men follow with the late game. Under the lights, first season here in Americus that the Hurricanes and Lady Canes have been able to play under the lights. We had a great kickoff last Wednesday against Bruton Parker. The men won't get to enjoy much of that tonight, but the women will get to have their home opener against Middle Georgia. Approximate kickoff slightly after 7:30 p.m. The header takes a couple bounces to the keeper. That was Chris Avery on the far side with the header attempt. Long. Oof. A long ball. I think he was worried that the keeper had actually come out of the box to grab that one in the air, and then kind of as he went up for it, he also put his momentum back and landed inside the 18, but may have originally been outside. But if I heard Coach Russ correctly, it didn't matter, and offsides would have been whistled anyway. Kick to the corner. Oh, good give. It's going to be him again. Another flick past the keeper, another goal. That's 2 in this match, both coming off the foot of Kyle Jordan. So Jordan has doubled his goal total in, took him not even 20 minutes in this match. This one off a feed from John Crawley. And the Hurricanes are in a deep hole. Not even midway through the first half of this one.
Middle Georgia goal scored by number 15, Kyle Jordan. His 4th of the season, the assist, number 21, John Crawley.
So for Crawley, let's see if that's his first assist of the fall. Crawley only making his 2nd start and making it count. Hurricanes got a lot of work to do now. The good news is they've got a lot of time left in this one. Alves hasn't been able to get free. That one's going to roll past the end line, and it'll be a kick for the Knights. A couple of our KD sorority sisters have come to take part of our tailgate, so they are going to grab one of those tents down in the corner. So they wanted to be part of it. They jokingly emailed me and said, foul called in the Hurricanes. So we want to be part of the tailgate. We don't have a truck. Can we still come? Of course. So we'll put some chairs out there for them, and you'll see them in your shot there just to the left of the goal. On the right-hand side, the offensive end of the pitch for Middle Georgia. Well, free kick coming up for the Knights. Looking to add to their lead. As we tick under 24 minutes to go until the break. Everybody will get set. The Hurricanes have the wall built, and off we go. It'll hit the wall, deflect up, and bounce over the end line for a corner kick. Alonzo to take the corner kick for Middle Georgia. Nice high ball right to the middle. Header flicked backwards, or back towards this side of the pitch. Double team in the corner coming up. Throw-in coming for the Hurricanes. Sayers will grab a ball quick. Just a little bit too slow to get that one off. He was trying to hit his intended target, Alves, who now will do a throw-in for the Hurricanes. About the same distance, top of the 18 extended. Drops the ball for Harris. Harris with the throw. There it is. Kicked out, and possession back to the Knights. Of course, fans, there's lots of ways you can stay connected to Hurricane athletics throughout the school year. Social media, a great way to get some behind-the-scenes footage, clips, news. We'll share that with you. A good pass out to the side. Pedro Chung trying to run it down. And will deflect it off the defender and into setting up a corner kick. Pedro Chung, who had checked into the match, I believe, after that last goal. For those that are Twitter users, in addition to those that we encourage you to subscribe to our YouTube channel. That way, if you so choose, you can get notified whenever we go live in case it's a few minutes late because of lightning delays. Go ahead and subscribe to our channel. Click on that red button. Or you can find us. Another corner coming up for the Hurricanes. GSW Athletics is the account. That's where you found us, GSW Athletics. That's also on Twitter as well as this YouTube channel. Twitter and YouTube users, GSW Athletics. For those of you that are on Facebook or Instagram, it's a little different as the corner line drive kick is going to one hop to the line. And the Hurricanes will take their third straight corner as we approach 20 minutes to go. This one will just drop off. Kind of at a standstill. Elias kicks it right off the guy. Foul called. Possession back to the Knights. Down and go. They go on the run. Instagram and Facebook users, and even if you're into Snapchat, it's GSW Hurricanes. All one word, GSW Hurricanes. Again, follow us. Facebook, Instagram, or Snapchat. You can find us at GSW Hurricanes. Well, GSW trying to get a little something rolling. Chung again out to the far side. He'll bring it back. Deflected. It's going to stay in play. The Knights regain possession. No foul called. As kind of got flipped up in the air on that play. Jordan been dangerous today. If you're just tuning in, both goals for Middle Georgia coming off the foot of number 15, Kyle Jordan. This one will go over the crossbar. Safely to the back net, and a substitution for the Hurricanes. Checking in for GSW is number 8, Shane Medre. Shane Medre, a senior from Jessup, Georgia, went to Wayne High School. Looks like Middle Georgia's got a sub coming up at their next opportunity as well. Second touch will go the way of Alv as he corrals that in nicely with the toe. And they're off. Down to the corner. Going to lose the race on that one. And into the bushes it goes. That's going to be a tough one to dig up. That one went a good... That one probably went a good 35, 40 yards past the end line and into some trees and bushes that make up the neighbor's yard behind us. So our ball retrievers, women's basketball players today will have to put their deep woods off on and head into the jungle there and get themselves that ball. Good long kick. First touch, a header off of the crown of Balde. Quickly back in the possession, though. The guys in purple. A little give and go. Turning on that one and kicking it out will be Balde. Sub coming in. A couple of subs for the Knights. Number 9 and number 7 checking in for Middle Georgia. Couple of substitutions for Middle Georgia checking in. Number 7, Jonathan Berrigan. And number 9, Ernesto Corral. Corral is sophomore from, I'll butcher this one and I apologize, Guayaquil, Ecuador. And Barrigan is a senior from Macon, Georgia, Rutland High School. About 16 and a half to go until the break. Harris will send one down. Nobody on the run for the Hurricanes, and it'll roll quietly to the keeper. Folks starting to trickle in here as we get used to a 5 o'clock game. Again, Georgia Southwestern we didn't have lights until just 1 week ago. It was always 1 and 3. 1 and 3 in the sweltering midday of Georgia, Southwest Georgia. Things starting to cool down a little bit now. Sky full of assorted fluffy clouds, some white, some gray. A little rain was in the forecast for later this evening. We'll hopefully steer clear of that for the women's match. Temperatures pushing 90 degrees at the start of this one. Should be a little closer to low 80s by the time we kick off at 7:30 or shortly thereafter for the women's match. Life Flight Helicopter bringing in the soccer ball for the women's match here to commemorate their first night under the lights. It's been a steady diet of road matches for head coach Enrique Rodriguez and the Lady Hurricanes. They come back home with a mark of 2-1, winners of their last 2 matches.
Get up! Go, go, go!
Quick flick over to Alves. Here's the shot. Kind of off the side of his foot, mishit there as he had to get it off quickly, trying to catch the Knights napping a little bit. Number 8 checking in, Stein Williams. We'll announce him for the crowd. Checking in for Middle Georgia, number 8, Stein Williams. Another freshman from the Netherlands. As the clouds have kind of dipped and things are getting a little bit darker out, we're going to lighten up our camera feed a little bit. Sorry about that. Let me just do that real quick. There we go. Put a little more light on this situation. The cloud cover kind of making things a little gray already, so this will hopefully help lighten things up for you a little bit at home. Shot. And save. A sliding attempt.
Give the ball, Rafa. It's too slow.
This one will go back to Bazzano. He'll bring it out here on the near side. Balde to the foot of Harris. Harris up the line. Tries to catch the runner. Deflection. Now it'll be Duran on the march. Good ball to Alves. Can he get through? No. Sliding attempt by the back line for Middle Georgia to get that one out of harm's way. A good play on that ball by Villa. And Balde calls out Bazzano to come and get that one. And he'll roll it to the other end of the field. Rugel with it. Down to Burlett. Burlett on the far side.
Kick it out of bounds. Kick it out of bounds. Kick it out of bounds. Kick it out of bounds.
So the Hurricanes will kick it out as there's a injured player down on the field here to the left. Might not be on yours. Getting helped up. Clock still running as they check in on the downed knight, Eric Villa. So now I think they finally signaled to stop it. And they did at 11:32. And they're going to put a few seconds back, 11:43 will be the time. We'll play catch up on our screen when we get there, but 11:43 is the time that I believe the official wanted back on the clock. So once it hits that mark and we're back at 11:27, we'll get it rolling again and we'll be good to go. Play has resumed, clock starts, and here we go. Hurricanes thankfully coming off the field. Now he is at the getting some medical attention, was Villa. Well, hopefully he'll be all right and back on the pitch a little bit. Hurricanes try to convene on that ball in the middle of the field.
Go back around. Get out.
Ooh, foul on the Hurricanes. Foul will be on Elvis. Kick coming up as the Knights getting ready to make another substitution at the next opportunity. It'll be Alex Herrera looking to get in the match for Middle Georgia. Whistle blown. Offsides on the Hurricanes as we approach 10 minutes remaining in the first half.
Get up, get up. Get him the ball back so we can play. Let's go. Quicker. Julian, come on, let's go. Let's go.
Balde puts it down. Hurricanes will swing it out to the other side. Rugel to Merlet. Merlet to Chung. Punches it through to lead Merlet, and here we go. We got something moving. Lots of purple to get through, however. This one will be cleared away. That was Martinez on the defensive end for Middle Georgia. Under 9 to go now. The long throw, looping throw into the 18. Loose ball. Nobody can get there with a white jersey on. Bodka now has it. He'll send it down in the corner. That's Shane Madre down in the corner for the Hurricanes, unable to get it. This race for this one is going to be won by Rugel. Not quite where Bazzano wanted to go with that one, but the Hurricanes still get possession. Good ball into the middle. Now a little space for the Knights. Oop, hits him in the elbow. Fortunate for the Hurricanes, as there might have been something brewing there for Middle Georgia. Hurricanes with a push forward, or try to. Madre now brings it back to the middle. Quick touch, Elvas. Deflection, up, and back to the midfield circle it goes. Patiently, the Knights setting up this attempt. High ball that's going to be picked up out of the air by Bazzano. Throw in coming for the Hurricanes. We'll see. I was going to say they should be able to get their sub in now, and they will. 22s, lots of twos coming into the ball game right now.
Substitutions for both schools. For Middle Georgia, number 22, Alex Herrera. And for the Hurricanes, number 22, Austin Martinez.
So our first look of Austin Martinez. Georgia Southwestern freshman from Palmetto, Florida.
Stay up! Hey! Stay up, Austin! Manny, get tight! Close him, Austin! Come on! Get in here! Get in here! Let's go! Matthias, get over here! That's all right.
Ooh, Merlet tries to get a boot on it. Gets past him, but it also gets past Herrera. Now he'll track it down and bring it towards the goal. Spins around a time or two and then kicks it off, passes it away. Sun looks like it's trying to break through, although the cloud cover is welcome. Just the slightest of breeze. Flag basically draped limp at this time, as it's just a muggy afternoon. Fight for the ball is going to be won by Middle Georgia now. They march towards the goal. He's got a man, but Balde gets in the way of that pass. Madre turns, and he'll give it back. It's going to be Bodka who tries to get there, and he keeps it in. Off, does in fact go off a Knight out of bounds.
Press him!
Looking forward to our halftime entertainment, the ever popular Two Dukes Barbecue Chippin' for Barbecue contest. Closest to the pin, Two Dukes Barbecue, sponsor of GSW Athletics for many years now, Jay Duke and his wife. Also with their catering business on the side, but Two Dukes Barbecue can only get it right here in Americus. Substitution, stop the clock. As it's a substitution for Middle Georgia that they'll stop the clock here under 5.
Checking in for Middle Georgia's number 19, Jacob Anthony.
Anthony gets his first look of action this afternoon, a freshman from Forsyth, Georgia, Mary Persons High School. We've tried many a contest in our time here, and it always seems to come back to the Two Dukes Chipping Challenge. Folks like it, and just about anybody that wants to participate has the opportunity, so I guess that's a good thing. Anyone who wants to chip can chip, and you might just walk home with some free barbecue and GSW Athletic Department t-shirt for your efforts. So you'll see that on your screen at the half. We'll throw a couple of commercials up there as well. 15 minutes at the break coming your way here as we are under 3 minutes now until halftime. Foul will be called on Elvez. Ball down. kick to come. Lady Hurricanes have made their way to the field in their collegiate gold tops down in the right-hand corner of your screen. Middle Georgia and the ladies in their neon green. That ball floats to Bazzano. He'll punt it. Oh, short ball. Short ball. Has to regroup quickly. Foul on Merlette. And it looks like that's going to draw a yellow card. So Merlette whistled for a yellow. Stop the clock. Stop the clock. Well, we'll see what Middle Georgia can do with this opportunity. They're probably about 10 to 15 yards, a little more than 10, probably closer to 15 yards straight up from the top of the 18. And we'll see what they can do with the kick here as the play resumes. Clock winds up as we march towards halftime. Here's the kick. It's going to get around the wall, but bounce to Bazzano. Hurricanes got to work. We'll be announcing that 1 minute warning in just a few seconds. Long kick to Bazzano. First touch, header by Middle Georgia. Chung has it on the far side. Down to Martinez. Back to Chung. Here comes Bodka. Brings it near side. Madre now with the spinning ball.
1 minute remaining in the half. 1 minute.
Ball bounces around. Can't quite get control of it as Alves. He tried. A couple of purple jerseys on him, and he just could not get that look he wanted. And on the quick counter, here comes Middle Georgia. Foul called on the Knights. Ball down. In play, we resume. Half a minute to go. Interception by Middle Georgia. Now they march towards the goal. This ball can get through, and this Hurricanes will have a lot of work to do to get it down the field here in under 20. Just over 20 seconds to go. Quick play to Elvis.
We don't have time for a foul. Put it down and play. Matthias, we don't have time. There's no time. Referee, stop the clock then.
10 seconds. 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, 0. And that'll do it for the first half. Middle Georgia out in front 2-0. We'll be getting set up for our halftime activities. We'll tell you about it in just a moment. Halftime here in game 1 of our afternoon/evening doubleheader with the Knights from Middle Georgia State University. Good chance to head to the restrooms at this time. Again, the restrooms are located back across the street. See the doors facing the road. Those white doors, 2 of them are your restroom doors. Cooler drinks down in the corner.
Let's go, 15, let's go. Come on. So we're just going to set the microphone down, and you'll hear the action going on in the background. As soon as we start to get some music played a little bit, we'll have to mute it so that YouTube does not give us any grief. And we'll mute it so that we don't break any of those copyright infractions. But while we can, we'll have the audio playing. Make note, we're under 14:20 to go until the break. Set your clock, set your timer, come back and join us for the second half of action here from Hurricane Field. We'll be back in a moment.
Ever. It's the ever popular Two Dukes Barbecue Chipping Challenge. Anyone who would like to participate is free to do so. We'll try to get in as many chips as we can. It's basically a closest to the flag stick. No harm in that. If you want to take a hack at it, by all means. We'll be setting up just in front of the GSW tent, the Georgia Southwestern tent that is directly across from the GSW bench, right next to where the Middle Georgia Knights are set up. You don't have to move. We're good. We'll be setting up our station there. We'll be chipping towards midfield. We'll get the golf course, if you will, ready to go. And again, anybody that wants to take a swing, you get one chip. You get to make one-time contact of the ball. And closest to the pin wins 2 Dukes Barbecue, as well as a GSW Athletic Department t-shirt. So let's take a hack at it and see what you can do. We'll set it up, and we'll be back with you in just a moment.
All right, Allie. Where we at? Where are we at? I got it right here. Hold on, where's one of the girls?
Oh, they don't mess. Ooh, they don't mess good. And they still want us to class. If it get too bad, I ain't know. Are you tripping? You don't want me to die. Like, come on now. Like, Irma last year, it wasn't that bad. But come on now. This is on the bad. We don't even know. We don't even stay in that room. Come on. We're supposed to get bad for us.
It said the song's supposed to hit Thursday, and I was looking at the weather channel. It had the hurricane coming all the way over Georgia. I don't know whether they have changed, and they had to tag us with the state of emergency.
And that's what my problem is. I don't know if the hurricane will be hitting on Friday night. This is like bad.
But hopefully they don't clear it out by Friday afternoon.
Because if it don't feel how can they no hurricane?
So we can kind of put the video on the people that will be chipping. You're all right. I stopped. Yeah, you can stop it. We missed the beginning.
I really forgot that button was on. I really forgot to press that when I was
All right, so we're getting ready. You see Hallie right down there in front of the bleachers. We shifted over a little bit. It's not a particularly difficult or long chip today. Ladies from the GSW basketball team are our brave souls to hold the flag stick, and keep an eye on those extra balls so we can get back to you. So that's all you got to do. Just chip it right up by where those ladies are standing. Our women's basketball players, don't hit them, but come up close to them. Closest chip wins. Anybody that would like to participate can come on down. Just make sure you give whoever's chipping plenty of room. We don't want to get anybody clipped on the backswing. Plenty of room to chip. And we'll see who can beat today's. There you go. That's all right. That's why I always preface it. Make contact one time. Practice swings are allowed. And that was just a practice swing. Yep, we're good. We're good. We'll see if we can find some chipping music. Because I got a feeling we'll have a good group chipping today. All right, that's okay. Practice number 2. Not a particularly long line, so you've got the floor to yourself. I think they're just being shy, though. Folks, we'll be back. For those watching on YouTube, we'll be back shortly with our audio. We're going to mute because of the music playing. We'll be back in a little bit. campus. Just head out the intersection to your right if you're in the seating bowl. To your right, go through that intersection, go to the next light, and there's Two Dukes right there. Two Dukes Barbecue on your right-hand side. Tell them we sent you.
Champions know how to seize opportunities. When they see moments of greatness unfold right before their eyes, they push as hard as they possibly can, and then they push harder. Because the heart of a champion never settles, never quits, and never stops giving its all. We are champions. We are Division II. We go big, we give it everything we've got, and we win. On the field, on our campuses, in our communities, for our causes, in our careers. We rise to become champions in everything we do. We are Division II, and there are no limits here. We make our time count. We set our own path. We become champions on our terms. It's time to up your game, because we're here to play and learn. But most importantly, we're here to discover ourselves, our vision, our heart, our drive, to achieve every goal we aim for, because we want to be champions at the highest level, life. At Division II, the opportunities are here. Are you ready?
And with that, the second half of action is underway. It's been all Middle Georgia so far. Hurricanes with a couple of shots. GSW trailing in this one. 2-0 the score. We'll try to pull up some first half statistics for you. You can probably beat me to it, though, as we head to the website and look up gswcanes.com. You can find the live stats feed, and we'll go to that to give you a little up-to-date of where we're at so far in this one. I don't want to go to the... We don't want the women's score yet. Well, you knew it was going to come through eventually. Middle Georgia State's too good of a program to kind of keep with their early season struggles. They've played 6 matches, have 6 goals, and they've already got 2 in the first half and had 2 about halfway through the first half in this one. They're in control. Georgia Southwestern looking to at least cut the lead in half and give themselves a chance as we move closer. Shots and stats on the first half fairly even. It's just Middle Georgia State's been very efficient. GSW with an 8-6 shot advantage in the first 45 minutes. They even took one more shot on goal, 6-5. But again, of the 6 Middle Georgia State attempts and shots, 5 of them were on goal. 2 of them made their way across the goal line and between the pipes. Bazzano made 3 saves for Georgia Southwestern in the first half. 6 stops for Brands, the keeper for Middle Georgia in the no changes there, I believe. Sometimes they'll play around with keepers. It looks like it's still our 2 original starters. Corner kicks Georgia Southwestern 3. That seems off. They had 3 in that one sequence, and then I thought they hit one in this corner, but maybe not. 3 corners, 2 corners for Middle Georgia. Foul 6-4 GSW. There was a yellow card issued. It doesn't show that on the live stats, but there was a yellow issued, and we'll get that fixed up for you. Right towards the end of the first half, I believe it was Merlette who got the yellow. Oop, I hear a little thunder. Not good sign for us. We had a lightning delay before the teams could get on the field. They would normally take the field at 4 o'clock to warm up for the 5 o'clock match, or a little bit earlier. And the teams didn't actually get to come out until 4:30 due to a lightning alert right at 4 o'clock. Moving towards the goal, a little space, a turn. Now there's just a cluster, so they'll have to bring it back out to the top. I've been told by our athletic training staff, sports medicine department, that they wouldn't be surprised if the whistle sounds here shortly for another delay. Let's hope not. It's kind of an odd sky. It's the lights are now on here at Hurricane Field. Lights are on. There's some blue skies peeking through, but again, the cloud cover in spots. Very ominous looking. So it'll be strange. You look in one little corner of the sky, you see blue skies and white fluffy clouds. You look elsewhere and it's low storm gray looking clouds. So we'll see how long we can go.
Francesco, wide, not in the middle, here. That's where I want it. I told you 5 times.
We'll see if we can maybe lighten it up just a little bit more. That might be a little too bright. Let's put that back on. As we fiddle around with our filters to try to keep it. It looks like it's still pretty good on your screen.
Bless you.
Looks like Middle Georgia might be. Oh, there it is. Boy, they did just launch this thing. How about that? New website for the Knights.
Stand up. Stand up.
I feel like well, congratulations on that. A good-looking website now. A relaunch of the MGAKnights.com website. That either happened today or yesterday. I feel like we were just on the other site. Well, as early as, I want to say this morning. Well, actually, I did an NAI search, not that. So, new website's looking great for Middle Georgia.
Clock's ticking, guys. Let's go.
As they join, hey, how about that? The Presto Sports Network, excellent. So that'll put when we put our box score up there, it'll be right there for Middle Georgia fans to take in on the Middle Georgia site as well, as we're all linked on the same system. GSW here. Looks like they might be working some kinks out. I was trying to get the soccer schedule to come up, and it's not quite cooperating. Well, we can get there through the NAIA site as well. Try to give you a rundown of how things have gone for Middle Georgia. I mentioned the 0-5-1. They're on their way perhaps to their first win of the season. I know for the season it's been a 16-6 differential.
Get up, everybody.
We haven't seen the stat comparison yet, right? No, we'll do that in a little bit. We'll wait till it gets back to the middle. Uh-oh, move away. Marshall punches it in. Team save. Ow, and he kicks it away. Marshall not enough on it. Heads up play and a team save by number 5. Villa saves. Oh, man, if Marshall could have just got a little more on it. He flicked it towards the goal. I don't think he saw Villa coming, or Villa making his way over there. We'll wait just a second yet, but we'll compare these two teams. We do have the stats comparison, and we'll put it on the screen for you to look at. It's kind of a moot point at this point with Middle Georgia holding that comfortable lead. Hurricanes had a chance to cut it in half, a great opportunity. Unfortunately, Marshall was unable to finish it off. This one's through. Marshall's out in front again. He's going to get a one-on-one opportunity. Another diving attempt and a sliding save. Villa there again. Let's compare these two teams really quick before the Hurricanes take their corner kick. Coming into play today, there's a look at the Knights compared to the Hurricanes. Goals per game, fairly even. Actually, a heads up for Georgia Southwestern at 2.5 over 1, but that's been topped by the Knights. Goals against average, GSW's got a ways to go to catch that two-goal, 2.6 average for Middle Georgia. Players coming limping off the field. Actually, while he's coming off the field, we'll put that stat comparison back on. We hope it's okay. It looks like it's number 5 again, who's been all over the place, Villa, here in the last few moments. Shots per game, you can see a slight favorite for the Hurricanes coming in, and they had that at the half as well. Shots percentage is higher, but a very efficient, and it has held up again. Shots on goal percentage for the Knights, 620, and again, that number is only going to go up as they've marching their way, and they were very efficient in the first half with the shots, 5 of the 6 being on goal. So we're finally ready to resume play again. We hope that it's nothing serious, and Villa will be back shortly for the Knights. This one's going to sail too far and over everybody's head out of bounds. Talladega College, that's who the Hurricanes have coming in on Saturday. That's not a good sign for Georgia Southwestern, because this same Middle Georgia team just got done playing Talladega back on the 8th 4 days ago. And Talladega came out with a 3-1 victory. So Talladega beat Middle Georgia 3-1 back on the 8th, and now they'll come into town on Saturday to take on the Hurricanes. Avery not happy, pounds the turf. And another attempt by the Hurricanes thwarted by Middle Georgia. The losses have been like this. Season opening loss at Tennessee Wesleyan 3-0. A good SCAD team beat Middle Georgia 3-1. That's Savannah College of Art and Design. Point, another team that'll be on the Georgia Southwestern schedule here later in the season. Point And Middle Georgia fought to that 2-2 tie. The only result so far for Middle Georgia, pending today's result. Southeastern was the next on the docket, a 2-0 loss. And Weber International, there's another common opponent, lost in overtime 3-2 to Weber. And ironically enough, the Hurricanes also lost in overtime. Oh, excuse me, when they played Weber, it was a tie. So both of these teams took Weber to OT. GSW got a draw out of it on the road at Weber. Quick play by the Hurricanes. The foul was not on Marshall. Here's the lofting ball. Floats to the keeper before Sayers can get under it and put a head on it. And we're going to actually stop our clock for just a second. For whatever reason, we're a minute ahead of the game clock. Now, whether or not we're right or you're right, they're right. You'll know watching at home. I haven't kept an eye on it, but we'll let it catch back up. The game clock is on the scoreboards at 33:29, so we'll wait till we can have caught up, or the game clock has caught up to our clock on your screen. That's why you'll see a stoppage. 33-13 on the match clock. Well, the Hurricanes will see if they can get something doing from pretty far out. Middle Georgia had a shot earlier in the half from about that same location. This one sails over the goal. 32:55 the time, so we're getting close to resuming our broadcast clock. Right under us at the tower. It'll be Avery to come away with it, but quick whistle. Duran puts it down, and now we'll be back in play. Duran to Elias. Back to Avery. He's got a little space. Can't close in on it quick enough, though. As the defensive play and clear will be made by number 16, Marcos Garcia. Merlet to take the throw. This one makes its way. A couple of touches. Brings it out. Ball bouncing around. Finally comes to the foot of a Knight. Purple in control. That one, ooh, nice flick by Harris to get it back in the air. Looked like that one might squirt through, but Harris did a good job. Here goes Bodka with a long ball to Marshall. I don't think he's going to get there first, though.
Get the corner. Get the corner.
Things physical between those two guys down in the corner. Sayers. Shot. Actually tried to cross it, I think, to Avery instead, and sails out of bounds. Substitutions coming in for Middle Georgia. It'll be number 9 checking back in, as well as number 22. Both of these gentlemen saw action in the first half. Little breeze picking up now through our broadcast tower.
Checking back into the match for Middle Georgia, number 22, Alex Herrera, and number 9, Ernesto Corral.
Corral back in the game, or as I mentioned, and Herrera, a couple of guys that saw action coming in the first 45 minutes of this one. Corner kick coming up for the Hurricanes. GSW has had the edge in that category, but trailing where it matters most. The 2-0 in the score column. See if we can get something up here. The Hurricanes. Line drive. Kicked out. This will be a throw in. Off the light pole it goes. Flicks it back to Sayers. It's just too much traffic. He's going to have to pull it out and turn around. Shot deflected. His purple jerseys everywhere. Rugel with a nice header to the feet of Avery. Now Avery's got the double team. He's got to get through, and it's going to get kicked out of bounds. Quick play to Merlet. Fight to the corner. Off of JP. Herrera tries to get pushed forward. Good play by Duran to get the ball back, and now a nice feed down to Elias. He surveys the land and now decides that he'll give it a kick for a throw-in. Merlet a little bit loftier throw on this one. Gets it in there. Shot. No, Duran actually hits it off of Sayers, rather. Came up on him a little too quick. I think Duran actually trying to take a shot there. It wasn't meant to be a pass. Too many bodies to get through. Ball misplay by Harris. Bounces over. Gives a chance for a little run and a little momentum for Middle Georgia. They've got the numbers. It's 4-on-3. Down to the side they go.
Cover him!
Deflection cleared away by Duran. And Merlet will kick that one and boot that one to the far side of the field. Got to give Marshall some credit to hustle that one down. He had a little longer ways to go than the defender for Middle Georgia. Substitutions now for both schools. See if that rest will help Elvez get a little spark as he checks in for GSW. And number 7 coming in for Middle Georgia.
Checking in for Middle Georgia, number 7, Jonathan Berrigan. And back in the match for the Hurricanes is number 11, Mateus Elvez.
Well, Elvez, if you didn't hear earlier, the start of our broadcast, Elvez, the leading scorer for the Hurricanes. He's got 4 goals this season, and he's coming off a 3-assist and 1-goal performance against Middle Georgia. So he's kind of the field general out there for the Hurricanes on the offensive end. Been held in check, had one good We had one look earlier in the match, but primarily it's been a good job on the defensive side for Middle Georgia. Keep Elvez under control. Merlette will just drop this one off. He's been shown that he can throw it in the middle of the 18. Or close to, anyway. But that'll draw a whistle and give Sayers a chance off the free kick to do a little something here. To the back post they go. Nope, this one will come a little more in the middle, and the header goes into the dirt, or into the turf from Duran. Keeper there first for Middle Georgia.
Stay up. Get forward. John, get out there.
There's the kick up towards the middle. Merlette will clear it out.
Come on, Dylan, we got to work. Matias, stay here. Come on, Chris. Come on, work, let's go. That's ours. Manny, you have to get back. Let's go. Don't just kick it. Get back, let's go. Chris, Avery, it's their corner. What do you think we need to do? Dylan, come here, go here, come here.
Hand is up, corner kick coming.
Let's go, break. Oh, come on! Give it.
This one will go down in the... He's heating up a little bit on the far side. Break it up a little bit. Looks like the referee will just have a word with both sides.
Julian, stay up.
We'll issue a yellow to Mateus, however. Elvez for the Hurricanes, number 11, has been issued a yellow card. GSW's second yellow of the afternoon. Well, the Hurricanes got a lot of work to do, and they're running out of time. Under 20 minutes now left in this one. Middle Georgia has held off a couple of attempts for the Hurricanes to at least get on the board. That's only half the job that they got to get done, though, to catch the Knights, who are in search of their first win of 2018. Nobody there for the cross. Comes out to Rugel. Far side Sayers, we saw him score around there from against Pensacola, this time a little too far to the end line. And he runs out of real estate. Whistle blown, not sure what the call was. I'm looking through a few speakers up here. Next little break in the action, we'll take a look at some of the upcoming games that the Hurricanes have as we look forward in the schedule. But we'll wait till things kind of settle up here somewhere as the Hurricanes are down on their offensive end. We don't want to take away any of that fun from you. Quick throw from Avery. Offsides whistled on the Hurricanes. Now's a good chance to look at the upcoming schedule for Georgia Southwestern. So if they drop the one today, they'll fall back to 2-2-1. And as you look ahead at the coming schedule for the Hurricanes, you've got Talladega College, I mentioned, coming in on Saturday. Oop, I'm sorry. We'll put that up one more time. My bad. That graphic doesn't stay up very long. You got to look fast, folks. You got to look fast. That's all right. We'll come back to it. I can kind of tell you through. Sometimes technology is not always beneficial, or it fights you along the way. Now when we go back, it'll be there. But that's okay. You don't have to do it right now. We're okay. We'll wait till there's a break in the action. We got Talladega and Spring Hill on Wednesday. You might have saw that quickly on the graphic. So Saturday, Wednesday, this is the start of a 3-match home streak for the Hurricanes. 3 straight here at home. Middle Georgia, of course, today, then Talladega on Saturday. 7:30 your start time for our Wet and Wild second annual water slides at the pitch afternoon. Youth Soccer Day again. The start time against Talladega, who has already defeated this Middle Georgia team. Start time is 7:30. Hurricanes sub in a few more, or get a few players back in the match. Number 8, number 10, we've got
Pair of substitutions for the Hurricanes. Number 8, Shane Medre. And number 10, Thiago Elias, back in the match for GSW.
So why don't we take a quick peek at that graphic one more time as this one rolls back to the keeper. Don't forget, you got to look fast, folks, for those of you that are supporting the home team here. Clayton State Peach Belt Conference openers on the road, as well as a trip to Point, who also played this same Middle Georgia team. We're good. That's all we'll put it up for today. We'll get it a little longer next time. So a couple common opponents, but Peach Belt Conference action starts road trip. That was a quick graphic of the upcoming 6 matches for the Hurricanes. But again, the important thing is the next 2 are here in Americus. Saturday and next Wednesday. Slightly different start time for next Wednesday's match. It's a 7 o'clock start. The ladies don't play in Americus that day. So 7 o'clock will be the start time against Spring Hill. Hurricane substitution, next opportunity will be number 13, Pedro Chung. He saw plenty of time on the pitch in the first half, and now he gets a little play here in the second.
Checking back in for the Hurricanes is number 13, Pedro Chung.
Chung, a junior out of Seoul, South Korea. As I mentioned earlier, the If you're a fan or want to follow along with Hurricanes soccer this season, or any of our sports, as we have our home broadcast here on the Surge Sports Network, which is the hub for that network action here, our YouTube channel. It's GSW Athletics on YouTube. Just subscribe to our channel real quick, and you can, if you choose, get alerts of when we've gone live. So you don't even have to worry about setting the calendar, setting the timer. We'll let you know, and YouTube will let you know when we've gone live with our next broadcast, just in case there happens to be a little delay like there was today. So hit that subscribe button and become a part of the Surge Sports Network. Several hundred folks. We were, I think, well over 400 subscribers at last look, and growing every day. So there you go. Well, Middle Georgia with a little space here at the midfield stripe. Quickly on it is Sayers. And over to Chung, who again has just re-entered the match for GSW. Down to Madre. He's got to wait for it to get to his heels. Now he turns, gives it back to the middle. Interception by Middle Georgia. One-on-one opportunity here. If he can get past Bodka, the shot.
Let's go. Throw it. Let's go.
A little leaning, a little hands action in the box, but Bodka comes out clean. Middle Georgia wanting a whistle. Madre down to Elias. Elias has a little space now. Now he'll cross. He finds the foot of Sellers, who can't quite get it in. Just a little too much pace on that cross. And when it came off of Sellers' boot, it just went a little too far out for him to get a chance to take a shot. Ooh, the Hurricanes had an opportunity there.
If he's not outside, you better win the header.
Time called. They stopped the clock with 12:11 on the game clock, so we'll have to just wait a minute to let the clock catch up. But the clock has been stopped at 12:11 with the injury timeout. Another player down for Middle Georgia checking in to replace him. It looks like it'll be on number 8. Stein Willems comes back in, and another sub for Middle Georgia. It'll be number 19. Jacob Anthony. So I believe that's the first action for Anthony in this one. As we come up on, again, 12:11, the clock is stopped at the moment.
Couple of substitutions for Middle Georgia, number 8, Stein Willems, and number 19, Jacob Anthony. Now in the match for the Knights.
And quickly, Anthony has called on for a little action as he puts his foot on that one. 12 minutes the time remaining.
Stop the clock.
Yellow card issued.
Nick.
Clock has been stopped now. 11:47 the official time, but we're good. We'll catch up on our clock. 11:47 the time remaining. I guess we could take a look at the Peach Belt standings coming into this one. I think that might be a quick slide as well. There's a look at the Peach Belt standings. Peach Belt Conference play yet to begin, but Young Harris is 4-0. That is a quick slide, so we'll trudge through that one and we'll lengthen that out for next time. It's okay. Play resumes. But again, we're just in the early goings of this season, only the second home match. Uh-oh, got to get there quick. Bazzano kicks it away. Young Harris, actually with a win last night now, has improved to 5-0. Lander 3-0, so some of the perennial favorites in the Peach Belt Conference are up at the top. GSW was 2-1. They're trying to mount an impressive comeback. They got a ways to go, still looking for their first goal. Sayers with a steal. He'll pass it into Alves. Too far of a lead. Alves has to turn. Oh, they're fighting the same guys for the ball, same team going for the ball, and they ran into each other. Alves couldn't quite get a look because Sayers had gotten in there as he was trying to get to the ball, and that one pans out to be nothing for the Hurricanes. North Georgia 1-1-1, Clayton State 1-2-1, USC Aiken is 1-2, Flagler 1-3, and Francis Marion is 1-3. So everybody's got a win, but only two teams in the conference after this match now with a winning record. Although North Georgia, if they play tonight against, yeah, they do, against Southern Wesleyan, they have a chance to go on the positive side. Approaching 10 minutes to go. Oh, wow. Well, they got to do what they got to do. Well, we just got notification that the folks in the Life Flight helicopter, who they were going to be bringing in the match ball, they were trying to bring it in last week for the first night under the lights. They got called away on an emergency, and when that happens, obviously stuff like this gets pushed to the rescheduled for another day, and it's sad that it happens and that they get called away. And now we just got word that the Life Flight chopper that was going to bring the ball, they rescheduled to do it tonight. They said, let's help the ladies. Just got called away for another emergency, so terrible news for those involved and why the chopper's got to be used. And unfortunately for us, in something much less important, we will not have a delivery of the Life Flight tonight. You good?
He comes in, you guys, where else is he going to play it? Where do you want him to play it?
That's a good question. Okay.
Wait.
So we'll have to reschedule that one. But I do believe we'll have our Surge mascot here. He'll be the entertainment for the halftime, or for the pregame for the women. Header! Cleared away again. Another great work defensively right on the goal line. A wall of purple jerseys to help out their keeper, and they get it away again. Another team save. Second of the match for Middle Georgia.
Get out there, Pedro. Wait, Pedro.
Approaching 8 minutes to go in this one. Time ticking away for Coach Russ and the Hurricanes. Chung with the cross. Nice header to clear it out of the way. Charging in is Rugel. And that will draw a yellow, the Hurricanes' third. This one, Rugel charged on a very hard slide, going in for the ball. Stop the clock. There we go. Stop the clock. 7:34, the official match time remaining. Well, GSW getting have to be aggressive. Rugel you got to go. You got a lot of work to do. You have to be aggressive, and unfortunately, too aggressive. Thankfully, just a yellow. Hate to lose Rugel. A key to the defensive line for the Hurricanes, and a captain for GSW. Little space for the guys in purple. Lead pass. Got to get there. Flicked over Bazzano, and it'll be up to, this time, a team save by Bodka. And Bodka saves that third goal from being scored. Man, misplayed by Bazzano. And very fortunate that Bodka was running right along, and his momentum really just took him on track with the ball. Had he pulled up in any way, that one's between the pipes. A good crowd starting to file in. I think there's a lot of support for the Lady Hurricanes. Again, their home opener to follow. These two schools complete their doubleheader. The women's match, our marquee match here on the late night. First time in Georgia Southwestern State University soccer history, women's soccer history, that they'll have a home night match. Good give and go. Here's the pass. Elvis to Sayers. Sayers can't get it through, on his back. A save. And the Hurricanes, man, that's the one that would have given you at least a chance. Now you got 5 minutes to get two. That's the one that might have given you a chance. Another great stop. Oh, heads-up play by Brands. They'll stop the clock as it looks like Middle Georgia is getting ready to make a substitution. Actually, I guess maybe perhaps for an injury. Is that Faria that's coming off? Faria, it looks like. Yeah, Faria comes off. Hurricanes sub in. Clock resumes. Just a little too far out in front of Marshall, who was hoping to head that one in. This one will go down in the corner, and it'll be a Hurricane throw-in, under 5 to go. A little space, a little breakaways, 3 on 5. So there's the fourth man, and he'll take the shot, deflected off of Merlette. Counterattack for the Hurricanes. They've got the numbers. What can they do with it? Sayers, that little far. Elias tried to lead Sayers. Going for the quick strike. There comes Marshall. Deflection. Marshall on the follow. Shot and goal! Dylan Marshall. 3:58. The clock stops. The Hurricanes have cut the lead in half. And they've got a shot at. They've got a shot anyway. They've got a shot, folks. We've got it.
Georgia Southwestern goal.
Scored by number 9, Dylan Marshall. That goal by Marshall, his third of 2018. Well, that's it. Marshall now just 1 goal behind Alves. He's the other threat for the Hurricanes on offense, but he is looking tired. But he is a leader and a talker out there, and you can see Marshall trying to motivate his teammates to suck it up for 4 more minutes. 2-1 the score now. But Marshall looks gassed. He's put a lot of effort in and had to run down a lot of balls in the second half. Long feeds. Hopefully he can turn on the Jets one more time in this one, but tick, tick, tick goes the clock. 3:40 remaining.
Yes, Jose. Yes, Jose. Let's go. It's our throw. Let's go, JP. Let's go.
Gotta go. 3.5, 3.5. Throw up the line. Marshall, or that's the good thing. Merlette has a good loft. Hurricanes will keep possession. They're right under our tower here at the midfield stripe. Elias will move a little bit to the right. Now he's in front of Coach Russ and a little bit down the line to throw into Elvis. Cleared away. We needed Elias to get in there if he could, some way, shape, or form, because this will chew up a little clock. Bazzano out wide to Zay Harris. Zay tried to get around the corner. Out of bounds, got to hurry, quick throw, 2:50 to go.
Time, hurry up.
Hurricanes got a little something. Can he get it? Marshall's got to wait. He tries to loft it up, wanting that handball, no call. He'll set it up, comes across the middle. 3 jerseys there, he had to get it through. Moving it back is Duran. Duran unable to do a whole lot with it. Oh, yeah. Oh, crap. This one. Thanks. 2 minutes to go. 2 minutes in this one. GSW has probably got 1, maybe 2 pushes left, and that's going to be it in the clock if they can regain possession. Now they've got to cover the whole field. 140. We're coming up. Well, you can see it on the screen. 140. There it is. We're just actually, the game clock is about 1 to 2 seconds ahead, so we're actually at 128. Oh, almost a quick. Hurricanes so worried about scoring that they dropped their guard defensively and caught shorthanded on the numbers. Well, here's that one run. I said they may have 2 tops. This is one of them as we approach 1 minute to go in the match. Hurricanes set it up. Sayers double teamed in the corner. He comes across. Deflection. Elvis, no! Holds on to it. 1 minute remaining in the match. 1 minute. Well, obviously, he's going to take his time coming out to punt this one out. This is going to chew up a good 10 seconds on the clock. As is the way. Brands gets it across. Actually didn't stall too bad on that one. And that's just the way it happens to go. 38 seconds to go on the game clock. So again, we're just a second or 2 off on your screen. Hurricanes got 1 more push, maybe. Here it comes, near side. Good. This one's going to stay in. This is trouble. This is going to chew up some time for the Knights. And I think that's off of GSW. That's not going to be good. Clock is stopped at 13 seconds. Stop the clock! Referee stops the clock. An extra 1 or 2 seconds ticked off. We're down to 11 seconds, and we now do the countdown. 10 seconds. 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, 0. And you can hear the cheers coming from Middle Georgia as they've just picked up their first win of the year. The Knights victorious. They hold on 2-1 the final score. 2-1 in this one. Middle Georgia rather improves their record to 1-5-1. They were knocking on the door and they finally get that W, and it comes here tonight. Georgia Southwestern 2-2-1. We'll be back in a moment to wrap it up.
That'll do it for our opening match tonight. Middle Georgia hangs on for the 2-1 win here at Hurricane Field. We thank you for coming out. Now don't forget, don't go anywhere. We're only 20 to 25 minutes away from the start of the women's match. First one, home opener of 2018, and the first match for the Lady Hurricanes under the lights here at Hurricane Field. So be sure to stick around. Surge, our mascot, the new and improved Surge, is here, and he'll be making his appearance shortly. So for those kids that were here watching the match, hang tight. Surge will be around shortly. For those of you in the tailgate areas, thank you for being here. Thanks to the KDs for signing up. We appreciate it, ladies. We hope you're enjoying the match. Stick around for the women's match. Our softball team is here. They're also down there in one of our tailgate areas. SGA, I believe, it's signed up. The food, the grilling is going on. The drinks, the cooler, again, is to the right of the tower, to your left if you're sitting there in the tent. Make sure you get yourself a cold drink and settle in. The ladies will warm up, and we'll have women's soccer in just a moment. Here from Hurricane Field again. Don't forget, streaming video available on YouTube at GSW Athletics. GSW Athletics on YouTube is how you can find us. We'll be back shortly. Enjoy the break. Restrooms are back across the street, and we'll be back with the women's action in about 20-25 minutes.
Just go get it. They're not going to give you a drink. They're in the white cooler. Just get yourself a drink. There we go. Get yourself a drink. White cooler. Hopefully there's plenty of soda in there. Well, as I mentioned, that'll do it for this one. Georgia Southwestern, valiant effort. They came up a little bit short, just ran out of time. Middle Georgia, rather, holds on for their first win of the season. A young team for the... usually it's 25 minutes. 25. Yeah. But is that cool? Okay. So taking the loss for the Hurricanes will be Bazzano. His record as the keeper for GSW is now 2-2. The Hurricanes overall, their record falls to 2-2-1 in the 2018 season. The win for Middle Georgia, of course, their first of the year, will go to Brands. Brands is a 1-2 record as a goalkeeper now for Middle Georgia this season. So the Knights struck early. They struck early and often, a couple of goals in the first half. Kyle Jordan got the first goal for Middle Georgia off an assist from Justin Alonzo. That came in the 12th minute. The second score of the match came just a few minutes later, start of the 16th minute. It was Jordan once again off an assist. A nice pass from John Crawley, his first assist of the season. And that gave the Knights a 2-0 lead. Georgia Southwestern would finally get on the board, but it came real late in this one, 87th minute. It was Dylan Marshall off his own rebound. He was able to punch it in and get the goal. Gave the Hurricanes some hope anyway in the final 5 minutes, but they just ran out of time. Final stats, shots favored the Hurricanes 16-10. Shots on goal 12-9. We mentioned early on the shots on goal percentage for Middle Georgia through the roof. 9 of their 10 shots today came on goal, so they were very efficient in that category. 7 saves for Georgia Southwestern's Bazzano. 5 saves for Bazzano, 2 for the Hurricanes team, 1 coming from Bodka towards the end of that match. Brands had 9 saves between the pipes for Middle Georgia, the 2 key saves, and they were big. Middle Georgia's team defensive saves were huge and stopped the Hurricanes from putting a couple on the board in this one. Fouls favored the Hurricanes 10-7. The Hurricanes whistled for 2, I believe it was actually 3 yellow cards in the match. Middle Georgia got charged with 1. We'll run that down for you. Post-match wrap-up, of course, is available on our website, gswcanes.com. We won't get there until the women's match is over, but you can get your new stats, scores, update stories right there on the website, gswcanes.com. One last plug, Facebook and Instagram users, check us out at GSW Hurricanes on Facebook and Instagram. And for those of you that are Twitter users, it's a little bit different, GSW Athletics. GSW Athletics, in fact, that's how you found us on YouTube tonight, GSW Athletics, or you clicked on the link off our website. But subscribe to our channel, that way you'll always know when we go live, whether we're at home for men's soccer, women's soccer, baseball, softball, men's or women's basketball, even some tennis thrown in the spring. We've got all your action right here on the Surge Sports Network. Thanks for tuning into this one. The news not so good. GSW falls 2-1 to Middle Georgia. We appreciate you tuning in tonight. You've been watching Georgia Southwestern State University men's soccer right here on the Surge Sports